Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about bootleg mermaid tails. Let's get started. Hello everyone, my name is Angelica and you're watching Passion for DIY, a channel where usually I show you how to make some really cool DIYs and mermaid related things. But today we're going to be talking all about bootleg mermaid tails. And make sure you stick around till the end of this video for some good budget-friendly options for your new mermaid tails that don't include stealing art and possibly drowning. And before we start with today's video, I just wanted to put out a disclaimer. Everything I say in this video is my own personal opinion, so don't try to sue me. So what is a bootleg mermaid tail? It's a mermaid tail made very poorly by a random company, usually trying to steal a design made by a real tail maker and selling them for really cheap so people buy them. Usually you can find them on sites such as AliExpress, Alibaba, Wish, and so on. You also have people buying them from those websites and then reselling them on eBay and Amazon. So a quick editing note, you can now find FinFun tails on Amazon, just make sure you're buying the legit ones. And another company that's recently decided to make mermaid tails because summer's coming up is SHEIN. Yes, the company that is known for stealing from designer brands and small indie brands. Of course, why did I not see that coming? So these tails look absolutely fine to a normal person who has no idea about mermaid tails because for them it's just a costume. But the problem is they're not. Mermaid tails are very different from regular costumes like a princess dress or anything you buy online. But if you're buying a cheap mermaid tail, there's a big chance you're gonna want to try and swim in it, which is very dangerous if you're buying a tail from a brand like SHEIN or AliExpress, Wish. And a lot of people are buying those tails for their kids. They just want a bargain because kids grow fast, so they're like, I'm just gonna, pay £5 and get a tail from SHEIN for my child. Hopefully they don't die. So people are gonna try to swim in them, especially if they're advertised as bikini bottoms, and that's dangerous. And here's why. So if you've seen my video on how not to make a mermaid tail, I talked about things such as measuring yourself properly, measuring the fabric, including the stretch of the fabric, and drag. And these are the things that are really important when making a mermaid tail, as well as the monofin that you're using and flow channels for the water to flow through the tail smoothly. And most of these tails are actually made as a costume. I don't think the brands that make them, the cheap ones, they don't actually intend on you swimming in them. That's why SHEIN doesn't include a monofin with their tail. And the ones that come with a monofin, the monofins are bad quality as well, duh. It's usually a big thing of fabric and inside you have this clear sheet of plastic that if it breaks in the water, it can hurt your feet that are inside this pocket. If you try to stand in the water after it breaks, you can hurt yourself. Another thing that kind of tail should be able to do, or for you to be able to do, is to kick it off very easily, and I cannot guarantee that you will be able to do it with these types of tails.
In this clip, I had a foot cramp, so I tried to get out of my tail so I can swim out of the water, but it took me about 16 seconds to take this tail off, when normally I would take about 2 seconds with a FinFun tail.
Which is also a big risk because if you're swimming and something happens to you, you have to be able to take off your tail very easily. So just kick it off, wiggle it off with no problem, especially if you're giving a tail to a younger kid. Now, I was even considering buying one of those SHEIN tails just for this video, but I didn't want to be the part of the problem and give them money for stealing designs. Or these ones, I don't think they're complete rip-offs, but you can see the similarities or the inspiration behind these tails if you know your tail maker companies.
It kind of look like the Aussie green from FinFun. Already the fabric kind of feels a little funky. The fabric doesn't exactly feel like swimsuit material. And oh, this looks different. Alright guys, I don't think this tail is going anywhere near the edges of this monofin. I don't know.
But I found a video another mermaid made about her struggling to swim in one of those bootleg tails that she got from a family member.
And see, in this video, I'm really struggling to swim and I'm constantly out of breath even when I'm a decent swimmer. It was sent as a gift from my family And as much as I appreciate the gesture, I would have loved it if it wasn't a ripoff of Mermaid Maylin's tail. In this picture, they are ripping off Mermaid Hannah's tail as well. See, the sellers of these tails took these tiny images posted on pages like Facebook and Instagram and stretched it out and pasted it on fabric and sewed it together and making mass profit out of it.
So I'm gonna link the full video in the description so you can go and check it out for yourself, but that's one of the examples why it's very dangerous to buy those tails. And a big shout out to Mermaid Grace here from the UK for spreading the message about these tails. I actually found out about the SHEIN tails from her and I thought, oh my goodness, of course they've done that. I've seen them do this before for Halloween costumes, but now that summer is coming up, they've made another ones for swimming. And of course, another problem I have with these tails is that some artists actually spend time to design these beautiful tails, come up with the ideas and put this all together just to have some random brands copy their products, print it out really poorly and possibly make it dangerous for some people. And imagine spending time designing something beautiful and then have someone get hurt in a cheap copy of your design. So I know I'm getting really heated up about this topic, but it's really important to me as a mermaid and as a person who works with kids to make sure that parents don't buy these tails for their kids and that you don't buy them for yourself because, you know, art theft and it's still dangerous. Even if you're an adult and a good swimmer, just don't. It's not worth it. And something else I forgot to mention, if you already got one of the Bootleg Mermaid tails, don't feel bad about it. You can also make some really cool DIY projects and reuse the scales. Maybe make yourself a pair of leggings if they're not printed too bad, or you can use a tail that's printed badly for a base for a silicone mermaid tail, and I've got some tutorials on how to do that in the links below. And let me know if you have any more ideas for DIYs using the Bootleg Mermaid tails for people who already bought them and don't want to throw them away, because obviously that's just wasteful and you don't want to be doing that. It's better to just reuse them. So if you have any cool ideas, put them in the comments below for others. So in conclusion, if you'd like to get a really good mermaid tail on a budget, there's a lot of companies that can help you do that. So here's the more positive part of the video where I'm gonna tell you where to go if you'd like to buy a budget-friendly mermaid tail that is beautiful and great quality. So here I have a FinFun mermaid tail that, even though I live in the UK, it was really affordable for me to get it, even with the import taxes, and it's really good quality. It's a beautiful design that goes from this pink through orange to yellow, and it has these beautiful dark tips, and as you can tell here, it's got reinforced tips. That's a really good quality tail, and I don't know if you can see, but it has these beautiful sparkly little dots on it. Woo! And it looks absolutely gorgeous in the water. And I think I got it on sale for like $20 or even less. So if you're from the US, I would recommend buying a tail from FinFun. They're really cheap and they have beautiful designs for boys, girls, grown-ups, everyone. And if you're from Europe or the UK, you'd want to look at Magic Tail. So here I have a Magic Tail, and this is the H2O basic tail with their small monofin, but they also have tails for Mahina monofins. So this is the H2O one for their own monofin, and it's really beautiful. It's not as impressive as FinFun out of the water, but I think it looks even nicer in the water. So it has these beautiful classic scales that kind of remind me of corn on a cob, but they're still pretty. And they're quite affordable as well. And if you live in Europe or UK, that means no import taxes. And unfortunately, Magic Tail has less designs than FinFun, but they're still really good and affordable and good for kids and adults. And again, for my UK and Europe people, FinFun tails are available on Amazon now as well. Not sponsored, by the way. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. That really helps me out. I hope you found it informative and you got some good recommendations on where to buy a proper mermaid tail. Feel free to stick around to see more mermaid related things and DIYs. and check out some of my old videos. I made 2 silicone mermaid tails and 1 fabric tail. That didn't go too well, but I tried. So I will link all of that down below, and I'll see you soon. Bye!